Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining my channel, Leader Tips by E. My name is Ebony Butler, and I am your corporate navigator strategist. Today, we are going to spend time on episode 18, talking about how to truly be an advocate for what you need in the workplace. Let's go ahead and dive in. I have had over 20 years working in corporate spaces. And with those 20 years, I've had the opportunity to lead teams, lead leaders, coach, and develop everything. I have had an opportunity to have different roles within organizations and climb the corporate ladder. And I have learned some key elements I want to share with you today. What I do know for us, particularly as women and also people of color, we find ourselves always doing the most with the least, always doing more with less. And I get it and I understand. We want our executive team to believe and feel that we can push through anything. We want them to know that we're innovative, we're idea rich, we are, successful, we're determined. And so oftentimes we will do a lot with a little. The purpose of this video today is to talk to you about how do you start to ask for more so that you can really scale and grow and your team can do even more that really meets and exceeds expectations for the company. I want to talk to you about three key things I would say you could do today. The first thing I encourage you to do is to be solutions mindset focused versus problems mindset focused. The second thing I encourage you to do is to quantify your need to drive impact. And the third thing I encourage you to do is align your need with the strategic goals and objectives of the organization. Let's dive into the first one, being solutions focused versus problems focused. I think it is a great opportunity for you to journal out all of the problems. So this is something you don't necessarily share. You journal out all of the challenges or obstacles you and or your team and or a project is up against today. You can even think forward to, if we don't get XYZ, whatever your ask is, what potential challenges might come at that point. So you write down all of the challenges, all of the problems, and then you turn that into more of a solution. And so instead of saying, we can't do this, we won't be able to do this, we won't be able to do that, all of that stuff, that's the problem. When you talk about it with your executive team and you are asking for what you need, you share it in a solutions-based way. We will be able to do X, Y, and Z. Having this platform will allow us to do this. So instead of going through that whole list of all of the challenges and problems that you've written down in your journal and it's only for you to keep, when you position your message, you position it in a way on what you will be able to do. That's number one. So instead of being problems focused in your communication, lead with solutions. The second one, really quantifying your need to drive impact. Now you have to do some research here. If you want to, start doing business with this new client, or if you feel you need this new platform, or you feel you need 2 more people on your team, whatever that need is, you need to really quantify it and help the executive team to really see what the impact of having that extra person, that new software, that new platform, that new tool. You have to really help them to quantify it, to be able to touch it, feel it, and see it. For example, if we are able to hire 2 new people, we will be able to increase efficiencies by 20%. If we're able to, start working with this platform, it will buy our facilitators back 4 hours a week in delivery time. What that will do is allow them to be able to partner and coach and develop leaders out in the field. And so you want to make sure that you quantify the need when you're talking to them so that they can clearly understand what the impact is. Now, I've talked about this in another video. It's very important for you to also think about what's going to perk their ear. Is it going to be something around productivity? What about image, brand? What about new hire experience? What about efficiencies? What about financial cost? What about safety? And so, depending upon their role, that'll help you to determine from which lens you verbalize your presentation. And then last would be to align your need with the strategic plans of the business. That shows that this is not something you all should do or could do. This is something that you must do in order to really drive the business forward. This is something you should do to be agile and nimble and making sure that you're able to keep up and actually lead the charge on certain initiatives that you need to lead the charge on so that you can dominate that industry or be wildly competitive in that industry. Aligning your need with the goals of the organization also shows that you're thinking strategically and holistically, and you're not just thinking about yourself, your project, your team. You're thinking about future state. You're thinking about scaling what you're doing. And that also just shows your level of commitment and loyalty to the organization. Today, we've spent some time talking about 3 ways to be an advocate for what you need in the workplace. The first thing we talked about is really making sure that you're able to be solutions focused versus problem focused when you present your message. The second thing we talked about is really quantifying your need to drive impact and tapping into, is it productivity they care about? If it's efficiencies they care about, what do they care about, and catering your message accordingly. And the third thing is really aligning your need to the strategic goals of the organization to show that true connection between what you need, what your team needs, and the needs of the business. Thank you all so much. If you have not done so already, please like, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to you tuning in to the next episode. Have a good one.